Okay, so I'm here at the Serpent River now. This is the narrowest point, well, the narrowest point around here anyways, because this is where the bridge used to cross for the railway. It used to cross the river right here, and the railway continues on the other side. And let me tell you something, it would be a very, very foolish thing to try to walk across there. This is exactly what happened to those people in Quebec. The guide should have known better, because there's water flowing underneath there, and I guarantee you that ice is not very thick. You know, I can see a spot over here. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. Oh, I can't see because of the sun. Where is it? Yeah, there. Back up a bit. Oh yeah, there. You see that? That's where the water is leaking through. The water flows underneath there, and when water flows, the ice can't get very thick. So someone might come along here and think, well, I'll just walk across there. Well, they might make it, because I know that the water's not that, it's not usually that deep there. It can be up to 3 feet deep, I think, maybe more, I don't know. But the thing is, you know, if you go through ice like that, and there's enough flow going through there, as soon as you break through that ice, you'll be sucked under the ice, and down that way you'll go, never to see the light of day again. You know, people don't think, and you know, it's always sad when people die, yes, I agree, but especially these guys from France, because they didn't know the territory. It was absolutely 100% on the guide to keep them safe, and he didn't do that. He should have known better than to cross that flowing water, and I'm sure there's going to be lawsuits. There's always lawsuits now, because that's the way people are. Of course, in that case, it might be warranted, you know. It's not always warranted, because there are people around that will sue for anything, and I know some myself. Always looking for a fight, you know. I don't get it. I mean, I'd much rather live my life in peace and find my way around things like that instead of fighting all the time. Yeah. Just not necessary, all the fighting that goes on. And now we got this thing in this coronavirus coming from from China. Yeah, and I saw a story about it in the news the other day, and I was just shaking my head. You know, I mean, they were saying, "Oh, there's going to be racism because of the coronavirus originating in China." It's nothing to do with race. See, this is the media. This is the media at its best. They love to stir the pot. You know, they make it about racism, and it has nothing to do with racism. You know, if my kid went to school and there were Chinese people in the class, you're damn right I'd be worried. And it has nothing to do with racism. It has everything to do with the fact that bug came from China, and chances are people who are Chinese have people that came back from China or are visiting China or whatever. It's more of a risk, you know, or it's a risk factor. It's nothing to do with racism. What a bunch of idiots. Now, I blame the media 100% for that. I think the government should crack down on the media, but the reason they don't is because the media is more powerful than the government. It's a fact. Trump is always fighting against them, and he hasn't won against them. Nobody will. The media is more powerful than the governments, any government. And so they get to do what they want to do. And if they want to incite hate and incite, you know, violence, you know, they can do it. There's no one to tell them they can't. But, you know, yeah. That really bugged me when I saw them making that about racism. It's nothing to do with racism. It's the same when they used to say about the black people. I always said, like, if there's more black people getting involved in illegal activity, then sure, you're going to be more careful around black people. It makes sense. It's not to do with racism. Nothing to do with racism. It's only common sense. I read another interesting story in the news a while back too. a lot of people don't know this, and I didn't know it at all. It shocked me. The fact that 32% of the incarcerated people in Canada, in all of Canada, are Indigenous. 32%. That's the males. When it comes to females, 42% of the incarcerated females in Canada are Indigenous. So what does that tell you? Well, it'll tell some people that the law is picking on those people more. But I don't know, that's not what it tells me. It tells me that I'd be more careful around those type of people. And it's nothing to do with racism. No, it's not. It's common sense. Bloody well common sense. And if you don't think that, well, that's your tough luck. Everybody wants to make everything about racism. The big R word. Yeah, that's my rant for today. Take it or leave it. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to start heading back now. I'm going to go back the same way I came. I'm going to follow my tracks back. It's beautiful though. Look at this, eh? Look at the sky. So nice to see that. Man, like I said, I was pacing back and forth in my apartment from one room to the other, just like a caged animal. But now, this is what I needed, because after that long mild spell, all the snow is frozen now, and it's easy to walk on, so that's great. But it's supposed to get mild again, so it's not going to last. And certainly the sun is not going to last either, so that's why I decided to come out today, and it was great. I loved it. Great hike. And I get to put a blog post up now, so that's good too. My blog has been kind of slow lately. But it's not because I don't want to go, it's because I can't go. Anyways, let's get going.